हेलो दोस्तों, हमारे शॉर्ट हैंड लैब प्रयागराज में आप सबका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। मैं आपको लीगल डिक्टेशन प्रोवाइड करूंगा जिसकी स्पीड होगी 110 से 120 वर्ड पर मिनट। 880 वर्ड का डिक्टेशन है। आप लोग रेडी हो जाएं। स्टार्ट। इट वॉज ऑब्जर्व्ड that in the present case, Union of India made an offer of rupees 18,98,000 under the agreement dated 18/7/1975 when the premises were under requisition, and by such an agreement no right, title or interest was ever transferred by the claimants to Union of India. Stop. Therefore, it was held that the notification under Section 8 under bracket 1 of the 1952 Act was valid. Stop. This was the main aspect to be decided by the division bench. Stop. However, when the writ appeal came for decision, the award of the arbitrator had come into existence and, therefore, the division bench observed that the question of the validity of the award, whether by consent or otherwise, was not required to be gone into, because the only question before the division bench was whether the notification issued under Section 8 under bracket 1 of the 1952 Act was with or without jurisdiction. Stop para. The High Court, therefore, did not go into the question of the merits of the award. Stop. The High Court declared that the notification under Section 8 under bracket 1 of the 1952 Act was valid in law, as there existed a dispute as to compensation between the claimants and Union of India. Stop. Union of India thereafter preferred an application for review before a division bench of the High Court against the judgment delivered by the earlier division bench of the High Court. Stop para. By impugned judgment dated 6/12/2004, the division bench allowed the appeal preferred by Union of India. Stop. In appeal, Union of India once again contended that the property in question was required on the basis of the agreement under which compensation was ultimately received at the rate of rupees 18,98,000 when Form K executed and, therefore, there was no dispute in existence to be referred to arbitration. Stop. It was urged that the impugned award was passed by the arbitrator on the basis of the concession made wide objections dated 5/1/1998 and without noticing the fact that the said objection was withdrawn by Union of India when fresh objections were filed saying that the claimants were not entitled to compensation exceeding rupees 18,98,000. Stop. It was also urged that, on behalf of Union of India, that claimants were not entitled to solitium and interest as awarded by the arbitrator. Stop. Para. Learned Counsel for the Appellant Corporation and its functionaries submitted that there was no evidence produced by the respondent to show that in 1982 he approached the corporation for employment. Stop. Even if it is accepted for the sake of argument that he sent representations, it is clear that one was filed after 3 years and the other after 10 years. Stop. Significantly, in the representations sent in 1997 and 1998, there was no reference to so-called earlier representation, if any. Stop. This itself shows that there was no substance in the plea of respondent number 1 that he had been agitating the matter. Stop. In any event, making a representation is not sufficient for filing a belated writ petition. Stop. In response, Learned Counsel for respondent number 1, Workman submitted that the High Court had proceeded on equitable premises and no interference was called for. Stop. The factual position was noted above clearly shows that for nearly 2 decades, the respondent number 1, workman, had remained silent. Stop. As rightly pointed out by learned counsel for the appellants, even in the representations made in the 1997 and 1998, there was no reference to the representations claimed to have been made in 1982. Stop. Even if that would have been made, there was considerable delay even in making the representations. Stop. There is no dispute that merely making of representations cannot justify a belated approach. Stop para. Delay or laches is one of the factors, which is to be borne in mind by the High Court when they exercise their discretionary powers under Article 226 of the Constitution. Stop. In an appropriate case, the High Court may refuse to invoke its extraordinary powers if there is such negligence or omission on the part of the applicant to assert his right as taken in conjunction with the lapse of time and other circumstances, causes prejudice to the opposite party. Stop. Even where fundamental right is involved, the matter is still within the discretion of the court, the discretion has to be exercised judicially and reasonably. Stop. Now, the doctrine of laches in courts of equity is not an arbitrary or technical doctrine. Stop. Where it would be practically unjust to give a remedy either because the party has, by his conduct done that which might fairly be regarded as equivalent to a waiver of it, or whereby his conduct and negligent he has through perhaps not waiving that remedy, it put the other party in a situation in which it would not be reasonable to place him if the remedy were afterwards to be asserted, in either of these cases, lapse of time and delay are most material. Stop. But in every case, if an argument against relief, which otherwise would be just, if founded upon mere delay, the delay of course not amounting to a bar by any statute of limitation, the validity of that defense must be tried upon principles substantially equitable. Stop. Two circumstances always important in such cases are, the length of the delay and the nature of the acts done during the interval, which might affect either party and cause a balance of justice or injustice in taking the one course or the other. Stop. So far as relates to the remedy. Stop para. It would be appropriate in note certain decisions of this court in which this aspect has been dealt with in relation with Article 32 of the Constitution. Stop. It is apparent that what has been stated as regards that article would apply, a fortiori to Article 226. Stop. It was observed in R.N. Bose versus Union of India, AIR 1970 SC 470 that no relief can be given to the petitioner who, without any reasonable explanation, approaches this court under Article 32 after inordinate delay. Stop. It was stated that though Article 32 is itself a guaranteed right, it does not follow from this that it was the intention of the constitution makers that this court should disregard all principles and grant relief in petitions filed after inordinate delay. Stop. Thank you so much.